Are you one of these people who is highly sensitive? And have you been made wrong for that all your life? As in, feeling so much, perceiving so much, and maybe being very emotional about it, or like having tears come to your eyes, or just feeling overwhelmed by all the things that you feel and perceive? Have you been made really wrong for that? Have you been told, that's a weakness and you're just too weak for this world? You can't even handle, the most normal situations. You can't be around a lot of people, or you can't be in certain places, or you don't even know how to be normal in the, in social situations. Does any of that resonate with you? I just had a really beautiful conversation with someone who had that ever since he was a child. He told me he would see a person and then receive this full download of everything going on in their world, and all the pain and the suffering and the difficult experiences they had. Not only this stuff, but also beautiful things. But he would just see a person and then get this full download of information, and then react with emotion and feel so overwhelmed. He kept telling me, I just can't handle it. I can't handle the intensity of all the stuff that I'm feeling, and what's wrong with me, and why am I feeling all this stuff, and why can't I be normal? Why can't I react normal? Why do I have to cry? Why do I have tears running down my cheek when I have moments like this? It just kind of floods me, or takes control over me, and it really touches me so deeply that I feel like I can't handle it. And do you know that place too, where you instantly go to, what's wrong with me? Why can I not? Why can I not is a terrible question. It's not a question, it's actually a conclusion with a question mark attached, because you've already decided something is really wrong with you. And, most of us who are this sensitive, I'm including myself, we have learned that that's a wrongness in this reality, because we are able to perceive energies and other people's feelings, thoughts, and emotions way, way, way outside our bodies. And nobody's taught us that that's what happens, but also nobody showed us how to deal with it, how to handle it. And so most of us go to, shutting down, hiding behind walls, having all these defense mechanisms or strategy for self-protection, but they never work. And we're still our nervous system is still on high alert. We're still on high adrenaline, on flight mode a lot. And we're just suffering because it's too much. It feels like too much. And so is now the time for you to actually start acknowledging the gift that is. In my case, same. I can walk by a person and I get an instant download energetically of all the information in their field, of all the stuff that's going on in their world. And I used to suffer and struggle with it so much. And it took me a long time to get that none of this is mine, and that I'm just perceiving what's going on in their universe. And the thing is, now I can just lower my walls and barriers and receive it. And usually it's all about just saying, oh, okay, thanks, I got the information. Sometimes it's the earth, sometimes it's my body just sending this information, this download. Usually it's enough that I just say, oh, thank you, body, I received the message, or I received the information. Sometimes it's very helpful and useful to actually do something with it. If somebody that I just received the download from actually asks me questions, or needs some type of advice or counseling or coaching or whatever, then it's something I can really use and work with. But most of the time it just happens what seems like really randomly. And so I usually just say thank you, message received, and I let it flow through my system, but I don't hold on to it. Now, most people have this idea that because they receive all this information or all these emotions, feelings, and thoughts from other people, that they must do something about it or something with it, or they must find a way to handle it or to deal with it. Are you one of these people too? And can we uncreate all of that now? Everything that is times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poverts, and beyonds. What if there was no reason for it to happen? What if it just did? What if you were just that aware? And what if everything's connected, everything's one, and information just flows to and through us, but without any point of view attached, without any expectation towards you, in a sense of like you have to do something with it or about it. And so this idea, this person I was having conversation with he was having this conclusion: I can't handle it. It's just too much for me. And we dug a little deeper, and we just realized that it's that's blocking him from just letting it flow through him, is that conclusion of I can't handle it, I can't deal with it, I'm wrong, I'm too sensitive, I shouldn't cry, I shouldn't I shouldn't be in these situations in the first place. So it's also about like something's wrong that it even occurs. So you're basically telling life you shouldn't happen. And I mean, that's a lot of energy to use, to be in resistance with something or fight something, telling life basically you shouldn't happen to me, life. But we are this aware, and we do just receive, incredible amounts of information, of energy, of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And what if there was absolutely nothing wrong with that? But also, what if it didn't have to stop you from having total ease with your life and in every situation? We had another situation where this person told me that, she walked through the train station, and she just came out of a really beautiful space where she was having so much space and ease and joy. And then she walked through this train station, and it was like a fist in her belly, and she couldn't handle, all the judgments and all the weird stuff that was going on energetically in that train station. And I asked her, well, what point of view do you have about any of this? Like, what if you would just expand and expand and expand and make yourself so much bigger than any of this, and then lower your walls and barriers? Like, I do that every time I get out of a train, or I get into an airport, or I get in any place that's crowded, that's full of people, mainly, people on autopilot. I do that instantly. I lower my walls and barriers, and I ask for it to just, I ask to receive it all, and for it to just flow through me. And then I expand and expand and expand way beyond any of this stuff that I could perceive, and I just make myself so much bigger that it doesn't affect me at all. And I am so light, and I kind of float above it all. And sometimes I feel like being a contribution, and then I start playing with SOP energy. But yeah, what are our points of views about this shouldn't be, this shouldn't happen, they shouldn't be like this. These people are, these people are strange, they're wrong, they're heavy, they're sad, they're depressed, they're whatever points of views or conclusions we come to that stick us then and make it impossible for us to just receive it with total ease. So all the fixed points of views you have about you, about how you should be able to handle something when you can, or about how you're wrong because you're too sensitive, or about how, you shouldn't have to deal with any of it, and there's something wrong with you, and everybody else gets it, but you don't. By the way, you're not nearly as fucked up as you think you are. Can we uncreate and destroy all of that now? Right and wrong, good and bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And what if you started really acknowledging the gift that you are and the gift that your capacities are? I mean, how cool is that? You can walk by a person and just instantly know so many things. Like, what if you were to actually use that and work with it, make some money with it, or at least like be a contribution in the world with it, you know, like facilitate change, start changing shit around here. And once you start acknowledging those capacities and you actually start getting what a brilliant gift they are, it's gonna get a lot easier for you to enjoy them, but also to choose how and when you want to use them. And you won't have to fight yourself anymore, and you won't feel overwhelmed. Yeah, I hope this helps.